Hi, my name is Greg Emge. The first question is, tell me about yourself. I am a recently declared finance major at the Fox School of Business and Management. This is only my second semester in the business school, after studying my first 2 years at Temple in the University Studies Department with an undeclared major. Since high school, I've had a pretty wide variety of professional and academic interests, but I really didn't know where I wanted to go in terms of my career. During my first 2 years at Temple, I was undeclared major, so I had the ability to take many classes and really found out what my interests are, as well as what I could excel at. I was always interested in business. I've always thought about business, but I wanted to fully explore all my options before making a lifelong career choice. A recent Wall Street Journal article was titled, "While Focusing Too Narrowly in College Could Backfire." This article perfectly summarized many of the concerns I had. People always tell college students different things. Either do what you love or do something that's going to make you a lot of money. Some people say find something, specialize in it, and distinguish yourself from others. Other people have said find something where you can be well-rounded and you can transfer skills across different disciplines. All these things were issues that I had to think about when choosing a college major. So I used a lot of my elective credits to study many subjects. I studied criminal justice, law, politics, as well as some other behavioral sciences. I took some electives in introductory business courses. I took accounting, I took economics. This is where I found out I was really interested in finance. I chose finance as my major because it gives both a narrow focus in the financial industry as well as a broad set of core skills that I'll be able to take in any business or professional environment. The second question is, tell me about a significant accomplishment in your life. The last 2 years of high school, I had the opportunity to serve as a leader. I was the president of the high school's marketing management club. I was responsible for creating, organizing, and executing many charitable fundraisers and community service projects throughout the school year. As a club, we really pride ourselves in having a strong ethical and giving culture. We donated more money than any other club to the various local charities in our area. Our monthly club activities involved many service projects as well as having guest speakers from the local business community come in and talk to us. So we had very few expenses. So when we have fundraising efforts, we usually had way more money than we needed to use on our own, and we usually donated most of our profits to charities that were real close and local and that we felt we could have a direct impact with. But our charitable abilities soon became limited. We were recognized in a newspaper for helping out a local Toys for Tots that had gotten robbed. We did another toy drive, as well as raised over $1,000 to help offset some of their costs in the robbery. The school administrators read the newspaper, and they then informed us that we were not allowed to write checks to others from the marketing management club account, meaning if we have a fundraiser, we cannot donate the money that we raised to charities. This came as an absolute devastation to us. We were very proud. That was a big part of our culture, is giving money to those who really need it. But we had to come up with a new strategy because we still wanted to help the community, and we had to think of other ways besides raising and donating money. The officers and I, we all came together. We were trying to brainstorm ideas, but we really couldn't think of anything that we felt really had a significant direct impact. So what we decided to do, we decided to change our structure a little bit. Instead of the officers always making decisions, we decided to run the organization more like a flat organization where everyone has as much say as everyone else. So I sent out a newsletter to all the members, and I told everybody that they needed to have one idea that they would have to share on the next club meeting on what the new service project should be. The vice president, after we were talking, he had a little bit of concerns. He was afraid that a lot of people were going to be afraid to talk in front of everybody or think their ideas would be stupid and wouldn't give an honest opinion. So after some collaboration, we decided it would be best to give blank sheets of scrap paper and everybody would anonymously write down their idea, and we would read them off out loud and have an open discussion about it. And we were getting a lot of the same type of answers, like we want to interact directly with people, and we had a lot of people suggest working with senior citizens and senior citizen centers. Some people suggested playing games, some people suggested bingo or arts and crafts. We all kind of brainstormed together and figured we could probably do all those things. We could have a really fun activity for the senior citizens, have a really fun night or a couple hours on a weekend, whatever would be available for us, whatever we could do to help the community. So I was talking to our activities coordinator, and unfortunately she said there's already a lot of activities that are planned, which I asked, well, is there any way, we can still help out? She says, well, yes, but it would have to be with the dementia unit, and they're a lot harder to work with, and the reason they don't have a lot of activities is because volunteers usually don't want to work with them. And I said, well, I don't think that's going to be a problem. I'm going to get back to you on that, just double check. And we had a team vote. Everyone seemed really interested working with dementia patients, something a little bit different. And we all got together on a Saturday, and the dementia patients were very hard to work with. They really were. And it was frustrating at times. But every single group member, they kept calm, they kept focused, and they were very helpful. And after the day was over, the activities coordinator sent me an email and said, we had an awesome time having you guys over. No one has ever done this. If you'd be willing to come back any other time, we'd absolutely appreciate it. So we talked about it at a club meeting, and we eventually started doing this every month, and this became a monthly routine. And we went from sending a few checks every year to various local organizations to having direct interaction with residents of the community and having a more open culture where everyone could put forth their ideas. The third question is, tell me about something you've learned in class. I've learned that being a leader is much different than being a manager. A manager is simply the one who oversees people, resources, scheduling, as well as many other day-to-day operations. A leader, however, is able to inspire people to reach their goals, become a good follower, and a good team player. Leaders have strong personal relationships with their followers and team members. A transformational leader must show individualized consideration, because just as people think and act differently, they need to be treated differently as an individual in order to maximize their full potential. When leaders are able to change their followers and give them the opportunity to provide input, a creative environment will occur through intellectual stimulation. Another aspect about leadership is that anybody, regardless of their professional accomplishments, can be a strong leader. Because the main attribute of a leader is to inspire others to follow and reach their goals, leadership can take many different forms. For example, in class, we talked about how a soccer referee, who no one had too much interest in, really took care of the game and really inspired the younger kids to play their hardest. Another example we talked about in class was a homeless man who found tons of money and could have kept it, but did the right thing and returned it, and inspired other people to do the right thing. Leadership can be learned, but just like learning any other skill, it takes time and practice, as well as a passion for your team and a full understanding of everyone you work with.